Hello everybody. So we're going to try and do a workout outside. This is a piece of my backyard. I don't know, it's going to be a pretty imperfect workout today. I think it's uneven ground, there's lots of noises, lots of mosquitoes. but we're just going to try it out. I thought summertime, let's take advantage. So it might be a little quiet, so you might have to crank up that volume. I do apologize for that. You are going to need your mat, you're going to need chair, you're going to need your weights like normal, and water if you have it. And yeah, let's get started. I'll get you bring your knees up nice and high, breathing nice and deep, shoulders are back, core is active. 5 more seconds. And watch out behind you. Do some butt kicks. So hopefully you're working outside with me on your deck or something that's maybe a little bit more flat or a little bit more sunshine. But it's actually nice being in the shade. It's not too hot. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and good. Your feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Reach down as low as possible and then up as high as you can go. Don't forget to squeeze those glutes when you come up. And breathing. Try and get a little bit lower now into those knees and hips. One more time. And good. Decently wide stance. Gonna do core twists, side to side. Breathe in that fresh air. Hopefully not a mosquito, but periodically I might be like, what's that? It's probably a bug on my face. And you slow it on down, and you're gonna be doing some arm circles. As always, try and keep the arms as straight as possible. Go as far back as you can comfortably go. And you're still squeezing those glutes just to keep your torso nice and strong. Perfect. Shoulders are back and down. I'm going to get you to grab onto that chair. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart. See if I can get some even ground here. And we're just going to do normal sit-down squats with front kicks to warm up. So after you've had some water, just make sure you're kind of on the edge of that chair so that you do have that range of motion there. You're going to front kick, and then you stand up, squeeze those glutes, and then come back down. Squeeze those glutes, come back down. Just going to turn sideways a little bit here so you don't get my bottom of my shoes in every single shot. Halfway through, you got 15 seconds left. Try to keep those shoulders away from the ears. Torso's nice and strong. 5 more seconds. And you're good. Grabbing onto those weights. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Shoulders are back and down. Squeeze your glutes. I want you to bicep curl up and then come back down. Bicep curl up, come back down. Try and squeeze your shoulder blades together as hard as you can while you're doing this. The knees are slightly bent, and that'll help the glutes activate. 5 more times here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to change those into shoulder press. So if it's too heavy with 2 weights, just put 1 dumbbell down, and you're going to hold the weight this way to do that shoulder press straight up and down. Your choice. Even halfway through, you can change from 2 dumbbells just to 1. Bend the knees a little bit, squeeze those glutes, come up and down, up and down. Try not to arch your back. That's where the glutes come in. Don't do this. Okay? Bend those knees. Core is active. Nice and strong in the torso. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, and good. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of use my mat here just a little bit. If you need that chair for support, make sure it's beside you. We're doing alternating frontal lunges. So you start nice and tall. You're gonna step forward, come back, switch to the other side, come back. So that chair, the back of the chair probably, can be there to help push you back into that neutral position. Ready? Go ahead. Step forward, bend to both knees. Step back. Pull that belly button in the whole time. And the biggest thing that people do with this one is they come forward and then back. Do not do that. Stay up nice and tall. Breathing into that movement. It's a nice breeze. It's good to work outside. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. I will see after the recording. Hopefully you can hear me. And you're good. Shake out those legs. Feel free to have some water. I'm just gonna grab mine right beside the camera here. And we're gonna stretch out our hips. So, I want you to sit again on the edge of your chair, crossing that right ankle over the left knee, sitting up nice and tall. Push forward. Breathe into that stretch. Try and relax the shoulders. Generally, if you're really tight, you'll want to be up here, so just nice and tall in the neck. Lean back first, then switch to the other side. Oh, this is my tight hip. All right. Nice and tall, lean into it. So if you have pain like I do, you just be gentle with yourself. Through your breath, you ease into it, and it will relax, it will release. It will take some time, but it will do it for you. And good. Lean back and put that foot on the ground. So again, you're starting with your feet about hips distance apart. We're on the edge of your chair. We're doing front kick with both legs, then standing up, sitting back down again. So you kick, kick, and stand up, squeeze those glutes. Kick, kick, squeeze the glutes. Always pushing those hips forward and keeping the spine as tall as possible. When you kick forward, try and get as straight as you can with those knees. You might even feel a hamstring stretch. That's okay. Keep going. A few more times. Two more times. And this is your last one here. Kick, kick, stand up, squeeze those glutes. Okay, grabbing onto those weights. Feet are about hips distance apart, shoulders are back, bicycle up, and come down. This is a lot about those glutes and a little bit about the arms. Okay, the harder you can squeeze the bum, the better. Keep going. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So again, even halfway through, if you want to switch out to one dumbbell, that's fine. Bend the knees, palms face forward. You're going to shoulder press up, come back down. This one is tricky because it's range of motion. So you have to keep those dumbbells right beside the ears when you come up. So if you get sharp pain in the neck or one of the shoulders because you've injured yourself, don't even bother with 2 weights. Drop it down to 1 and just be careful, okay? Trying to build strength without hurting yourself further. A couple more times, and you're good. Sway and go down. If you need the chair, it'll be beside you. But you stand tall, you start tall. Come forward and back. As with all lunges, the deeper you bend into the knees, the harder it is to get out of. So you are controlling that depth. If it's too much to bend that low, just do baby lunges. So you step forward, don't really commit, and come back. You're still staying tall. You'll probably bend more into the front leg than the back, but you're still trying to bend into both knees, whichever one you want to go with. 4, 3, core's active, 2, and 1. Good. Shoulders are back and down. This one's going to be a little bit of hamstring and calf. So I want you to just sit down on your chair, on the edge of your chair, because you're going to scoot forward so you can lean into that hamstring stretch. The knee is going to be as straight as possible. Pull the toe towards you and then reach forward. Deep inhale, and then when you exhale, lean a little bit more into it. Breathe into that stretch. And you're going to switch to the other side. So the other leg, straight out, toe points up towards the sky instead of the ceiling. And every time you exhale, you lean a little bit more into it. If you want more calf, you pull the toe closer towards you. And that will definitely get you right in the back of the knee, back of the calf area. And you can sit from there. You can have some water if you'd like. Okay, one more time. Shoulders are back, front kick, sit down squat. Kick, kick, come up, squeeze your glutes, and come back down. I can hear those adolescent magpies in the background the whole time, so hopefully they don't take over my audio in this video. I made friends with one today. He was in my log pile behind you, and he was like right there. He kind of startled me, but he didn't move. So I just kind of stood there and I was like, hi, hello pretty bird. I think he liked it. He came a little bit closer and we had a moment. And then he flew away, and they've just been squawking and squawking and squawking at each other the whole rest of the afternoon. A couple more times. Last time here. And perfect. Okay, grabbing onto those weights. Feet are about hip distance apart. Shoulders are back. Squeeze those glutes. Then you do the bicep curl. I need to get myself my heavier weights. I have my weights and my Bosu ball and everything's just kind of scattered everywhere from my boot camps and my other clients. So you use what you have. If it's soup cans, go with soup cans. 4 left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend to knees just a little bit. Palms face forward. Shoulder press up and come back down. Shoulder press up and down. So don't worry about matching my speed. It's just about your range of motion. You're trying to keep the hands beside the ears, trying to punch up towards the sky as much as possible, and drop down to one weight if that's what you need to do. Keep those glutes squeezed. Keep going. 3 more times. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Last one here is those frontal lunges. Find your balance. If you need a wall or a chair, definitely use it. You're gonna lunge forward, come back, switch to the other side, and keep going. 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 2 more times, 17, and 18. Good job. Shake out your legs. Whew. So, we're going to do a quad stretch. If you can, you're just going to grab on to your foot or your ankle and stand up nice and tall. If you can't grab onto your ankle, find a wall, use your chair, back it up just a little bit so you can lean forward and kick that foot back so that when you lean into it, you feel that stretch in the quad. Torso is nice and tall. Breathe deep. And you're going to switch to the other side. So either grab onto that ankle or lean forward so you can get that foot back behind you. Stand up nice and tall. Feel the stretch in the thigh. And you're good. All right. So, if you need some water, feel free to have some. Otherwise, you're going to need your weights and your chair. So this is going to be seated rows. You're going to be right on the edge of your chair, kind of like we were for those squats, only because I want you to be right bent forward as much as possible. Once you're in that position, you stay there. You're going to grab onto those weights, lift the elbows, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then come back down, okay? Nice straight spine. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Come up, squeeze, come down. Even if you have to hold for a second, that's okay to really isolate those rhomboids. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Perfect. Good. All right. So this next one, I'm just going to back up the chair a little bit. If you need the chair, it'll be in front of you for balance, because this is just going to be alternating side lunges. Just going to scoot these weights onto the mat there. So you do start in neutral position with your feet about hips distance apart or together. You're going to step out to the side, bend into the leg that you're going to be stepping with, come back to center, and you're going to step to the other side. When you do this, make sure that the hips come back so you can bend into the knee. If you end up bending into the knee first, you'll end up in this position, and it's a lot harder on that knee. You'll feel the pressure. It won't like it, okay? So just hips back. Lunging to the right, come back, lunge to the left, and come back. You squeeze that glute of the leg to come back with. I'm doing this on uneven ground, so that's a different feeling. Good for the brain. It is good for the brain to keep your balance. But if you're doing this outside, do check your surroundings to make sure there's not like a hole or something that you're gonna fall into. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Breathing deep. This one is going to be overhead tricep extension, very much like the shoulder press. If it's too heavy with 2 weights, just drop it down to 1. You're going to hold that weight sideways with both arms. Lift them up over the head. You're going to bend those elbows down and then straight up towards the sky. Bend them back behind you and up. Go ahead. Down and up. Down, up. Try and keep the head in neutral position. Don't poke it forward. Keep it back there. Squeezing those glutes. And you do try and keep the arms alongside the ears. Don't let them come forward. A few more times. Last time. And you're good. You're going to keep those weights. Feet are about hips distance apart. This is going to be kind of a deadlift position. It's for your back, it's for your hamstrings, but do be careful with this one. Essentially, your feet are quite close together. I want you to push that butt back, only go to about knees, and then I want you to stand up, squeeze those glutes. Two things here. Don't go down too far because then your back has to come into play, and I don't want that to happen. And when you come up, don't do this. It's a very over-exaggerated position that's not good for the lower back. So when you stand up, just squeeze your glutes, stand tall, full neutral, no more than that. So push those hips back and up. 1, 2. You should feel those hamstrings stretch when you come down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, don't worry about speed. 14, you go at your own pace. And perfect. All right. Have some water, catch your breath. Feel free to sit down because we're going to be using the chair anyways. So this is going to be a back twist in seated position. Again, you're kind of scooching forward, so you're on the edge of that chair, sitting up nice and tall. Hopefully your chair has handles on it. If it doesn't, you're going for the back anyways. Inhale, nice and tall at the torso. When you exhale, I want you to twist to the right, grab onto whatever you can reach. So it might just be the outside of the leg. The backhand is reaching for the back of the chair, and you're going to twist and look behind you. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, look behind you, exhale, twist. Breathe into that motion. Use your arms to get a little bit more. And when you're ready, release back to the front. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, twist. So if you have handles, you can grab on with one arm. The back arm is behind you. If not, one hand is coming across the body to the outside of the legs, and that's helping you twist a little bit more. Definitely feel free to move the head. I'm just speaking forward, so hopefully you can hear me. But the neck and everything is going to rotate to the back. Inhale tall, exhale, twist a little bit more. And release to the front. Perfect. All right, grab onto those weights once again. On the edge of your chair, so you can come forward. Core is active, pull that belly button into your spine, and you're going to do bent over row. Go ahead, lift up, squeeze those shoulders, and come back down. Squeeze, come back down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. For this one, again, if you need that chair, it is going to be in front of you so that you can step to the side, come back, step to the other side, and come back. I'm moving it out of the way just so that I can be a little bit closer to you. Start in neutral position, side lunge to your right, come up, side lunge to the left. Always hips coming back. You will come forward a little bit, that's okay. It's the heart is always facing me. It's always facing forward. We tend to have this, we want to come all the way forward and it all comes in the torso. It actually comes from the hip and then you stand up. Always nice and tall in that neutral position. Squeeze in the glutes. Core is active. Just like those frontal lunges, the more you bend into the hip and the knee, the harder it is to get out of. So you choose if you want to do baby lunges or not. One more to this side. And you're good. Okay. 1 or 2 weights with those dumbbells. Feet are about hip distance apart. Lift the weights up over the head. You're going to come down in that tricep extension and up. Bend the elbows and up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Beautiful. Keeping those weights. Feet are about hip distance apart. I want you to push those hips back in the deadlift, bend the knees just a little bit, and then squeeze those glutes. We'll do 15 times. Bend back and up. Back, squeeze. Your shoulders come together when you stand tall. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last time, and 15. Good. Okay. Grab onto that chair. This one's going to be a lower back stretch. It's a decently wide stance with the feet. You're on the edge of the chair. Start from the chin. You're going to roll down the spine until you can come forward on that chair. If it's just the fingers that touch, or if you can't touch the floor, that's okay. You can have your hands here if you need to. But you're trying on your exhale to get a little bit lower towards the floor each time. Breathe into it. Yeah, mosquitoes, gross. And then very slowly rolling up. And you can have some water. I am gonna put mosquito repellent on. Gross. Yeah. All right. One more time, shall we? Sitting on the edge of your chair with both of your weights on the edge so that it's bent forward. I'm doing the bent over row 15 times. Don't worry about the reps. If you can't keep up with me for pace, or 15 is too much because your weight is too heavy, that's okay. You do as many as you can do. Reach up, squeeze those shoulder blades, come back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 last time, and 15. Perfect. All right. Side lunges. If your knees are getting tired or something's coming into play that it doesn't like it, probably the knee, but it might be the back, or it might be the feet, might be something like that. Use the chair to use your arms to get back into this position, or just do baby lunges. Okay, it'll look like this. Step out, little bit of bend, come back. You're still getting this big step out of your base of support, which is very good for the brain to try and make it map out where it wants to go and have it come back without having you fall over. But if you can handle it, that's where you start to sit right back into that hip and knee and build that joint strength. Keep going here. 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. All right. This is the third time, so if you have to turn that weight sideways and do overhead tricep with one dumbbell, that's totally fine. Lift up, bend the elbows, and go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. Bring those weights down, but keep them in hand, or if you have one weight, grab both. So you can do deadlifts. Feet are about hip distance apart. Push those hips back, bend the knees just a little bit. Squeeze the glutes when you stand up. This is a lot less knees and a lot more hips. Keep going. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Okay, don't forget your weights. You're gonna make your way onto your mat. I'm just gonna bring this down a little bit, so hopefully you can see me better. I don't know. We'll see. Hello, Saskatoon tree. Just like right in the middle of my garden. This is actually the side of my house that has the least amount of plants. so I thought it would be good, a good place to be, because in the backyard there is no place. I'll quickly run it over and show everybody at the very end. You'll see there is no room. There's a sidewalk, and that is all. All right, so I'm gonna get you to lie down on your back. We're gonna grab both of our weights. We're double whammying the triceps today. So I want you to have your feet nice and flat on the floor. Squeeze your glutes, push that lower back into the ground. You're gonna lift the weights up, and I want you to bend those elbows. Weights come right beside the ears, and then push up, down, and up, down, and up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and good. Bring those weights down beside you. We're just going to be doing a cross ankle crunch. So I want you to cross the right ankle over the left knee, hands are behind the head, and we're going to cross the left elbow towards that right knee. So you're crossing the body and coming down, and we're going to do that all on the same side, and then I'll tell you when to switch. Okay? So pull the belly button into your spine, squeeze your glute. It will not contract very much. Here you go, down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't worry about keeping up with me. 8, 9, 10. You're fighting for that range of motion. 12, 13, 14, and 15. Come down. Switch to the other leg, so it'll be that left ankle crossing over the right knee. And go ahead. Right elbow comes up and down. Up and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good, good. Bring the feet back down onto the floor. Grab onto those dumbbells. We're back to those skull crushers. So I want you to push down into the ground. Lift those weights up. Palms face each other. Bend the elbows down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. Okay, so we're back to that cross ankle crunch. The right ankle crosses over the left knee. Hands are behind your head, and it'll be opposite elbow. Crunches up, comes down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and good. Come down, switching to the other side, and go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Woo! Feel those abs burn. Woo. Okay, one more time. Grab onto those weights. Lift the dumbbells up towards the sky. Bend the elbows down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, squeeze your glutes, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. Okay, last time with these cross crunches. That right ankle crossing over the left knee, hands behind the head, and go ahead. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Breathe through the belly and the rib cage. Feel that burn. All right, other side. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So when you come down, I want you to breathe through the belly. We're going to stretch out the back mostly, and the core. So I want your arms to come out into that capital T position, palms facing down. You're going to lift the feet up in the air. The knees are at a 90-degree angle, and you're going to drop both feet over to the right. Breathe into that stretch. On your exhale, you want to push the shoulder blade into the ground a little bit more. And from the hips, you push those hips forward so that the knees can stack on top of each other. Keep your feet on the ground, very gently. Come back to center. I want you to lift the feet up, 90-degree angle, and you're going to drop both feet to the left. When you exhale, that right shoulder blade is going to push down into the ground. Push those hips forward. Knees should stack on top of each other. They might look like this, that's okay. Very gently bring those feet back to center. And you want to hug the knees in towards the chest. Same exact movement here, but now we're going to stretch out the thighs. So when you drop those feet down, I want you to drop them wide. They're at least the width of your yoga mat, but the knees are very, very bent. Arms go into that capital T position. Drop both knees to the right. So now you should feel the stretch breathing quite nicely now. You should feel that stretch in the left quad or knee area. Breathing through the belly. Lift the knees up, keep the feet where they are, and simply drop the knees all the way to the left. Keeping the feet on the ground, bring the knees back to center, and then hug the knees in towards the chest. We're just briefly going to stretch out the back before we get up. So I want you to roll onto your stomach, or just kind of shift posture there. Try and relax the legs, relax the shoulders, and I want you to lift the head up. Don't use your legs. If your heels come up, you're using your glutes, so that's how you'll know. Try not to do that. And relax back down. And come on up. And relax. Last time, up. And relax. Hands are going to come underneath the shoulders. You're going to push back into child's pose. So it's a wide stance with those knees. Hips come back towards the heels. Arms are crawling forward. So when you exhale, you can just push the chest in towards the ground. Hands come underneath you. And you can come up to a kneeling position. Now, kneeling position is pretty tricky for a lot of people. So if this hurts, you can kind of come up a little bit that way, and that's totally fine. But it is always good to stretch out the knees and the hips so that they don't lose their flexibility in them. If you need the chair, feel free to crawl up towards the chair, do that. Otherwise, you can just kind of get your feet underneath you and stand up from there. All right. I'm just going to quickly show you my backyard. Because I talk about it a lot, you know, when I bought it. So this is my cherry tree. Can't really see it because, you know, it's kind of shaded. But yeah, see, look at how high my peonies are. Isn't that crazy? It's so crazy. This is my peonies bush. It's like 5 feet tall. Anyways, and then, you know, it's like my garden boxes are in there. And I found some marble in a scrap pile, so I'm putting that down on the ground. I have my raspberry bushes, and then all my flower beds, and my barbecue, you know, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the workout. Hopefully you could hear me the whole time. I don't know. Well, whatever. I'll fiddle around with it. I'll get a better mic and do it at a different time of day and whatnot. But hopefully you got a decent workout where you got those muscles worked out, and yeah, everything went out fine. If you have any questions, or if anything was like, Tanya, no, don't ever do that again. please let me know. I'm always interested in what you guys have to say. I'm hoping you're having a great day, and I hope to see you guys soon, like in real life instead of just pre-recorded videos that are online. But otherwise, until then, until we meet again next time, I will probably see you again in my backyard. Bye for now, everybody.